So I need to make a presentation about the history of coffee. I'm going to use a new tool called SidePoint to help me. So what I can see here is the Peripheral Knowledge Panel of SidePoints. These are things that I might want to mention given what I've written on my slides. So let's see what looks interesting. So the history of coffee is an incredibly interesting story that stretches back 1,000 years. That's a point I can add to my slide just by clicking on the SidePoint. Here's an interesting fact about the origins of coffee involving some sheep. It's also a history of success apparently. Let's see that result in the context of the web search results. And if we like, we could click on the Wikipedia entry here to learn some more. Back to our slides now. I see espresso. That's my favourite kind of coffee. These results look pretty good, so why don't I make a new slide and talk about espresso? So it's the strongest of all coffees. Must be drunk as a shot. Let's definitely talk about that. I know it's made from steam, but here's a better way to describe that. That's interesting too. I thought it was invented by the Italians, but apparently not. Apparently it was invented by the French. And what's this here? It's a little poem. Perhaps I can use that to introduce the concept of latte on the next slide. But first let's find an image to illustrate the idea of espresso. That's what they look like. Let's copy that poem now and make a new slide and use that to introduce the notion of a latte. So what do we get for latte? Again, some interesting facts and explanations. It's made using hot milk, not cold milk. That's very important. Apparently it's preferred by most Americans. That's interesting too. So I hadn't thought of this before. It's the same as cappuccino with a different balance of milk and foam. Let's find some nice latte art to illustrate the idea of a latte. There we go. Beautiful. Let's make a new slide. What should we talk about next? Mocha or cappuccino? I think mocha is more of a dessert, so let's look at cappuccino. Yes, it's quite popular after dinner. I do quite enjoy one then. It's from Italy. It's the most popular coffee milk beverage. That seems pretty important. It's a relatively strong coffee compared to latte. Oh, we mustn't forget the powdered chocolate and again, the hot milk. Let's add this to the slide, given how important that is. And again, let's find an image to illustrate the idea of a cappuccino. These look good. And I think that one's perfect. Okay, so this is looking like a nice talk. Let's practice. So in the history of coffee, there are 3 significant coffees: espresso, latte, and of course, cappuccino. Thank you for watching.